The Big Sick is the true story about the writers behind this film, as well as Amazon Studios' newest release. It is directed by Michael Showalter and stars Kumail. I don't want to offend anybody, so he did a really, really good job, so congrats to you. Zoe Kazan, Holly Hunter, and Ray Romano. So this was a pretty last-minute see for me. I had heard a lot of great things about it. I really wanted to get around to seeing it. I was planning on seeing The Beguiled before I saw this movie, but I ended up seeing this movie first. And I was absolutely blown away by this movie. All of the rave that I'd heard around this, I was kind of saying to myself, no way it can be that good. No, it's that good. This is an incredibly made film for a number of different reasons. It's basically anything you can do correctly in a movie, they really do in this movie, and I think a lot of that is likely due to the writers, because this is based on them, and the guy that wrote it is also starring in it, and the girl that wrote it, who it is also about, she unfortunately was not in the movie. I would have liked to have seen that, just to kind of see the bounce back. I guess she's probably not an actress. Her name is Emily Gordon. But Zoe Kazan played her role, and the writing in this movie is just impeccable. It's so good for so many reasons. First of all, this thing is pretty much advertised as a comedy, and that's what it is, because it's gut-bursting hilarious the entire time. It never really fails in terms of being a funny movie. It's so well written and so well timed and so well performed that it is hysterical. It is a hysterical movie, and it will never make you stop laughing. I saw this in a theater that was absolutely packed with basically all ages. I was probably the youngest person in the theater, but I mean, there were probably college-age students, and there were middle-aged people, and there were very old people, and the audience was constantly laughing at this movie, and that really makes you see this is a well-done comedy film. And it really is, because again, I can't say it enough, it's just hilarious. But not only that, it flows very well when it has to be a dramatic movie. There is a reason that this movie is called The Big Sick. The girlfriend gets pretty sick. And it's very hard to watch at times because it is a very depressing aspect of the film. But again, it's written well enough to the point where it feels natural and not like it's just being a comedy movie that suddenly jerks out of nowhere to be a dramatic movie. It's necessary to enhance the comedy. Both of them are working off of each other to the point where both of them feel natural and not forced and not out of place and not like that wouldn't really happen, because it did really happen, and the writers do a phenomenal job bringing this story back to light in a way that feels like you're actually watching these events unfold in real time. And it's also a very human movie. These characters are very, very well fleshed out. Not just the lead, not just the two leads. All of the characters in this movie are very well fleshed out. Even the little side characters that you're not really supposed to care much about, you do. Whether it's because they have this crazy development or because they don't, it's because they're funny, and you like them, and you connect with them, and you find these characters interesting. Each and every character in this movie has the little things that make you care about them, and make you root for them, and make you want all of these characters to be friends, and just get together, and have a nice day together. You just want that to happen, and that's what a movie's job is to make you root for the characters, is to make you hope that everything is going to be okay at the end of the movie, and this movie does that exceptionally. All of the characters are great. That is due to the writing, and it is also due to the performances in this movie, none of which miss a beat. The main guy, who I've never seen before, is incredible. He does a great job, and I think the fact that this is his story probably helps with the emotional impact for this movie, because you do really feel it in him. You really feel this character in him, and the character is him, so it's, kind of interesting to talk about. But he's exceptional in this thing. Zoe Kazan, I've seen her somewhere before. I know I have. She looks so familiar. But she is great in this movie. She's not in as much as you'd think because she is sick, but she does an exceptional job being this character that you like but you almost feel like you shouldn't like her. But as the movie continues, you grow on her more and more, and you like her more and more, and when the relationship reaches this point where you feel like it's going to end, you're heartbroken because of both of their performances and both of their writing and both of their characters and the development in both of them and the growth to this point in the movie where you hit and you just feel awful, and that's the point, and it sucks. It sucks, and both of their performances and writing and characters complement that. And this movie, walking out, made me say something, I never really thought I'd say. I never pictured myself walking out of a movie and going, yeah, you know what a great performance in this movie? You know who really, really brought something to the table? Fucking Ray Romano. Fucking Ray Romano. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? This movie would be the one to finally forge a great performance out of Ray Romano. I shouldn't talk. I haven't seen much with Ray Romano in it. He's a very funny guy. I've seen interviews with him. I've seen him do some little bits on talk shows, and he's a very funny guy. But he's great in this movie. He's excellent. So is Holly Hunter. She is phenomenal in this movie. If no one else melds completely into a character, it's her. You absolutely lose Holly Hunter in this movie. And it's interesting because Holly Hunter and Ray Romano are both very difficult performers to lose yourself in completely because of their voices. Their voices are so iconic for different reasons. Ray Romano just has this voice that you can't really forget. You hear it once and you go, wow, I'm not going to forget that actor's voice. It's just he's got that thing about him that you don't forget. But you lose Ray Romano in this performance. Same thing with Holly Hunter. She's Elastigirl to me. I mean, and I think she is to a lot of people. I'm pretty sure she's an Oscar-winning actress, but she's fucking Elastigirl to me because that's what I grew up on, and I lost her completely in this performance. And that's how you know you have a great performance in a film, is when you are able to take iconic parts of you as an actor, whether they're previous roles or something about you actually as an actor, and make the audience completely forget about it and see you as a character. Not just Holly Hunter or Ray Romano do this in this movie. Everyone does this in this movie. And that's what's really important about the performances in this film and why they all work. The editing in this movie actually really complements what's going on. It's comedic when it needs to be. It actually helps significantly with the timing of all of the jokes placed in this movie. Whether it's cutting between the very well-directed shots in the film, or actually taking dialogue and editing it to another scene, or to a cut, or just to another character's reaction. The editing is incredible in this movie, and I think that it actually enhanced the movie. It's sometimes rare to talk about a film's editing, and I kind of like talking about it, because I don't get to say much about it that often, but it's great, and it complements Michael Showalter's direction, which is very subtle. It's not one of those movies you walk out of and go, man, that was great direction. One of the movies that you might do that with is Baby Driver, where it's like everything is timed to the music, and you get these great long takes or these great sequences of car chases. No, this movie is a very subtle form of direction where everything is sort of going over your head in a way. You're not noticing all the cuts. You're not noticing all of these really, really nice shots because you're so invested into this movie that it's not as important to you. But later on, you're thinking about the movie going, wow, he did a really incredible job because of making that immersion a real thing. Because of bringing his audience into this real world that they felt truly in their hearts was real. That's another job for movies to do, is set up this world that an audience can completely lose themselves in. And while that's the job of the writers and the performances, Michael Showalter, who directed this movie, does an excellent job at complementing his own work in that immersion. And again, there's nothing right now I could really point at as being like, that was poorly done in this movie. There's just nothing. It's just all around an incredible movie. It's an incredible movie, and in my opinion, a very important one to see. It's heartwarming, it's heartbreaking, but it'll make you leave the theater, A, feeling really good about yourself, and B, wanting to Google the true story just to, like, read more into it. I hope there's, like, a book out there about it. I'd love to read it. I gotta watch some interviews with the guy and the girl that wrote it. They did an excellent job. Overall, please check this movie out. Please seek it out. I know it might not be easy to find. It's playing in like 1 or 2 theaters near me, but if you can seek this movie out, please see it. It's very important. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I could actually see this movie showing up for Best Original Screenplay Oscar nomination, maybe? Because you look at something like The Lobster last year, and that was a summer release date and showed up with an original screenplay nomination, or Captain Fantastic. Summer release date, Viggo Mortensen took a nomination. I think you could see this in the screenplay category. It's an early prediction for me, very early prediction for me, but I think that's very, very possible for this movie. So, definitely check this one out. Get to the theater to see it. In terms of things that are going to be coming up, I plan on watching Okja on Netflix today, and I want to get a review out for that hopefully tomorrow. The Beguiled is something that I'll hopefully be checking out either tomorrow maybe or Tuesday. I think today's Sunday. I'm pretty sure today's Sunday. I hope today's Sunday. And then War for the Planet of the Apes, you'll be getting a review for that towards the end of this week. And a little tease, because I was just talking about the Oscars, I plan on doing a video about premature Oscar nominations next month, probably mid to late August. So keep an eye out for that. I'm already working on sort of analyzing some movies and some performances and stuff, getting into that. So, what did you guys think? Have you seen The Big Sick? Did you not see The Big Sick? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.